Did it ever happen to you that when you looked in the mirror, you felt like a stranger to yourself? Like those familiar facial features seemed to belong to someone else. Those fine lines you hadn't noticed until now. Maybe slightly more sunken cheeks. Or even worse, did you have moments when you sensed people around you were starting to treat you differently? As if there was an invisible label on you. A smell, maybe, but you couldn't quite define the smell, couldn't find its source. Well, my story began exactly like that. For many years, I took pride in taking care of myself. Every morning, I showered regularly, changed my clothes daily, and never left the house without a touch of perfume. People around me always knew me as someone well-groomed and pleasant-smelling. That is, until that change I didn't realize began. In the beginning, everything was normal. My routines were the same. I continued to take care of myself. But after a while, I started to notice that, especially in certain settings, people would subtly distance themselves from me. Conversations would trail off, or I'd catch a slight turn of the nose. At first, I thought it was just my imagination. You know, that old age paranoia they talk about. Maybe it was that, but this feeling grew stronger and stronger, and it started to bother me deeply. One day, while having coffee with a dear friend, she indirectly touched on the subject. "Ice," she said, "lately I've been noticing a slight different scent on you. Are you trying a new perfume?" At that moment, something inside me broke. I hadn't tried a new perfume. In fact, I was using my usual perfume with the same care as always. But this different scent that my friend had also noticed shook me to my core. When I got home, I spent hours thinking, what was this smell? Where was it coming from? I stood in front of the mirror and examined myself from head to toe. My hair was clean. My clothes were freshly laundered. I had just come out of the shower and had applied my usual deodorant. But that unsettling feeling was still with me. It was as if an invisible stain had seeped into me, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get rid of it. Days turned into weeks. This mysterious odor became a part of my life. The distance between me and people grew wider. My neighbors, with whom I used to have pleasant chats, the clerks at the market, even my own family seemed to shy away from me. This situation shattered my self-esteem. I started to lose respect for myself. Desperate, I started doing research online about this issue. I read about something called age-related body odor. It said it was a natural process, that it could occur due to a slower metabolism and changes in hormones. But the smell I was experiencing didn't feel like just a natural change brought on by aging. It felt like there was a deeper problem. One day, while browsing the internet, I came across an article about forgotten cleaning spots in older adults. The title caught my eye. There's no such thing as old person smell, just forgotten spots. I started reading the article with great curiosity. The article explained that older adults usually focus on obvious areas like armpits, feet, and private parts when showering, but often neglect other folds and hidden corners of the body. It mentioned that accumulated sweat, dead skin, and bacteria in these forgotten spots could lead to a bad odor over time. The 5 spots mentioned in the article hit me like a ton of bricks. 1. The groin area and inner thigh crease. The article stated that this area, being warm, moist, and often tightly covered by clothing throughout the day, creates a perfect environment for the accumulation of bacteria, sweat, and dead skin. It also mentioned that as we age, the skin there becomes thinner and more delicate, but also more prone to sagging and folding, which traps even more moisture. I realized that I usually just rinse this area superficially in the shower. I wasn't paying enough attention, especially to that fold where my inner thigh meets the base of my pelvis. 2. Belly button and navel crease. The article described the belly button, especially the inward or deep kind, as a hidden pocket where lint, sweat, oil, and dead skin collect day after day. It also mentioned that as we get older, the loss of skin tone in the abdominal area can lead to deeper creases below the navel, giving bacteria and moisture more places to hide. I realized that I usually just let the water run over my belly button and never even thought about that tiny crease underneath it. 3. Ear fold and behind the ears. The article explained that the folds of the outer ear, especially the area right behind them, are like tiny ledges where sweat, oil, and dead skin quietly collect. It also mentioned that these folds tend to deepen with age. especially in men and women who wear glasses or hearing aids, which create more pressure and trap more moisture behind the ears. I have glasses, and I realize that I usually skip my ears when washing my face and neck in the shower. It had never occurred to me how important those little folds in the area behind my ears could be. Point 4. Toenails and the skin beneath. The article stated that one of the most neglected areas when it comes to senior hygiene is the toes, particularly the toenails and the skin underneath them. It mentioned that as we age, bending down becomes harder, and reaching our feet might take more effort, leading many seniors to unintentionally skip proper foot care. It also explained that toenails are a magnet for odor-causing buildup, and the trapped dead skin, sweat, and sockling create a perfect environment for bacteria and fungus to thrive. My toenails had thickened, and cleaning underneath them was becoming increasingly difficult. Maybe that was the source of that unpleasant smell. 5. The folds behind the knees. The article mentioned that the soft, creased skin on the back of your leg, right behind your knees, is something most people wash quickly or miss altogether. It explained that when you sit with your knees bent for long periods, the skin stays compressed, leading to less air circulation, more moisture, and a perfect pocket for odor-causing bacteria to thrive. I realized that I usually just soaped and rinsed my legs, rarely paying much attention to the back of my knees. Reading these 5 points felt like a revelation. That day, I realized that the source of that mysterious odor I had been searching for was actually very obvious. It's just that I, like everyone else, hadn't been focusing on the right places. That bad smell I had attributed to old age was actually a result of my own neglect. From that day on, I completely changed my shower routine. Now, in every shower, I paid special attention to these 5 forgotten spots. I gently soaked my groin area and inner thigh creases with a soft washcloth and rinsed them thoroughly. I cleaned my belly button and the crease underneath it with my finger or a soft cloth, and after drying, I sprinkled a little talc-free powder. I wiped behind my ears and the folds with a soapy cloth and made sure to dry them well after taking off my glasses. I cleaned under my toenails with a soft brush and made sure to dry my feet thoroughly after every shower. And finally, I also soaked and rinsed the fold behind my knees and always made sure to dry them completely. For the first few days, I didn't feel any difference, but I decided to be patient. After a week, I slowly started to notice that the unpleasant odor was decreasing, and after 2 weeks, miraculously, that smell had completely disappeared. It was unbelievable. That problem that had been bothering me for so long, that had shattered my self-esteem, actually had such a simple solution. I just needed to give a little more attention to some hidden corners of my body. Since that day, my life has started anew. The distance between me and people closed. Conversations became enjoyable again. My self-respect and self-confidence returned. I felt like that invisible stain had been lifted from me. This experience taught me a very important lesson. While aging does bring some physical changes, being mindful about cleanliness and hygiene is possible at any age. Every corner of our body deserves care. Even if our mobility is limited as we get older, paying attention to these forgotten spots is vital for both our health and our social life. I think many older adults are not aware of this issue. Maybe they, like me, are focusing on the wrong places and can't find the source of the problem. That's why I wanted to share my story with you. Maybe my experiences will guide you. Maybe if you or your loved ones are experiencing similar problems, you can try these simple but effective solutions. Remember, getting older is beautiful, but there's no such thing as old person smell. There are only neglected, forgotten spots. Take good care of yourself. Pay attention to every corner of your body and feel clean, fresh, and confident at every age. If you watch this video and have had similar experiences to mine or have different information on this topic, please share it with us in the comment section below. Remember, it's valuable to support each other and share our experiences. Also, if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. You can also turn on notifications to stay updated on my new videos. Wishing you healthy and happy days. Take care.